Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have the Death card. Don't get scared. The Death card is actually one of the best cards, right? Because this is about us transcending. This is what it's all about. This card, it shouldn't be called the Death card. It should be called the Change card, the Rebirth card, the Resurrection card, the Transcendence card. But they call it the Death card because they want to get your attention. I don't know who they are, but they want it to grip you, right? They want you to kind of listen up. Things are changing for you. There is a transformation, a metamorphosis, a transcendence happening in your life. We are shedding skin. We're getting rid of old stuff, and we're ready for new stuff, right? This is our purpose. This is change. And in a very general way, your purpose is to transcend. It is to improve the quality of life for yourself and your loved ones, to get better and better. Right? Nobody has a purpose of going backwards, right? We don't intend to get worse. We want our situation to improve. We want to transcend the situation that we're in now, right? We want to get better and better. We want to alleviate suffering where we can, for ourselves and for others, okay? Let's put this into some context. That's some heavy stuff at the beginning, right? Especially this early in the morning. Let's see what else we've got. Well, that's some new stuff. That is a Princess of Wands, Two of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. Three of Cups, absolute beauty. And more fire energy, yeah. Yeah, I like that. The Lover's card, very good. Star card, even better. Three of Wands and a Seven of Swords to keep us grounded, to keep us rational, skeptical, keep us from getting carried away. Right? Bringing everything back to a very sound mind, very organized. Let's think everything through. Let's not get carried away with this fire energy. And I think that's kind of what we're talking about here in a way is the impulsivity of this, right? And when we talk about change, especially when things are getting better, right? Because the Wheel of Fortune here, I think that maybe lately you felt like you've been on the bottom of that wheel. In between the rubber and the road, right? Kind of getting grinded up. Things are changing. You're coming back around to the top of the wheel. It's easy to want to rush into everything. It's easy to want to do everything all at once as quickly as possible. No time to waste. Let's get it going. The Death card says, slow down. Death is not in a hurry. It's going to get to everybody eventually, right? It's not worried about it. And so this is one of those things. Now, maybe you're finding a lot more prosperity, a lot more opportunity in love and romance, right? We've got the Lover's card, the Three of Cups, right? Family, love, romance, but also in career, in finances, right? The Wheel of Fortune is really your entire life. Everything is coming back around again. Everything is rising up, transcending. Changes are taking place. Getting rid of what's not working for us and accepting what is coming our way. You're living in harmony with the process of change. We're not fighting against it. We're not trying to rush it either. All right. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. What's the deal with the crossword puzzles? Spirit's showing me a lot of, I think they're, crossword puzzles, right? Where you have to guess the clue and write it in the little boxes. This is Jimbo, a.k.a. the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, and they're going to watch over that mystery card for us. But that mystery card will tie everything together and give us our confirmation. If you have an idea or a hunch of what that card is, put it down in the comments. Anytime during the reading, you can do that, okay? And at the end, we'll reveal it and see how it ties everything up. Let's look around the room again. We've got major, 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 major. We've got quite a bit of fire. We've got a decent amount of water. We've got some air. What we don't have is any earth energy. And I think the earth really is implied in the Princess of Wands because that is earth of fire. Right? This is us wanting everything right now. Let's hurry it up. This change maybe is a slow change. And it's kind of, this is us saying, well, I want it now, right? Maybe that's why I'm getting the picture of the crossword puzzle, right? It's the crossword puzzle. You guess the clues and you got to put the letters in the boxes. That's different than a word search. Maybe it's both. I don't know. But it could be, that's what we do in our spare time. While we're waiting, let's exercise our mind, right? I feel like there's also an older male energy coming through for you. Father, grandfather, maybe great-grandfather, someone that's passed. But someone that is, maybe they did the crossword puzzles, right? Someone that's kind of like telling you, hold your horses, right? They used to say that to you a lot, right? Hold your horses. I think we've all heard that before. But I'm getting that kind of fatherly type of energy with you. Maybe they're still with you as a kind of spirit guide. They hold your horses kind of thing. Yeah, because this change is happening, and you make this investment of your time, your energy, maybe your money, and you've got to wait for it to grow, right? You've got to wait for the returns, and the waiting is the hardest part of anything, right? Especially when you know that all this good stuff is coming to you. You don't want to wait. You want it now. You want it right now. And I think it is coming quicker than you think, but we need to also have patience. Yeah, we also need to have patience. And really, it's a lesson of the Wheel of Fortune because this is Spirit's wristwatch. I don't have mine on today, oddly enough. This is the cosmic timepiece. We don't understand cosmic time. We try to, but we don't. And our understanding is not required. Our approval is not required. Our participation is not even required. Things are going to happen as they happen. You're either on board or you're probably going to stay on the bottom of the wheel and just get ground up into, I don't know, dust or whatever. So this is like we don't really have a choice here. Things happen as they happen. We can try to participate. Now, again, our participation is not required, but it's accepted. If we want to be in harmony with the process of change, then we have to go with the flow. We can't necessarily speed it up or slow it down, but we can find ways to make the journey a little bit more tolerable or even pleasant, right? Maybe that's part of the crossword puzzle thing, is just find a way to occupy your time. You're on a bus or a plane or a train or something, traveling somewhere. You don't really want to tell them to go faster. It seems kind of dangerous to tell the train guy, hey, can you just go faster? I'm sure they're going as fast as they can. So we just find a way to enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey, right? Hold your horses. I keep getting that, hold your horses, and maybe the enjoy the journey kind of thing too, coming from this older male energy. So we got that Wheel of Fortune, we've got that Death card, and change is happening. And I think you are transforming both internally in your spiritual life, and then also kind of in your external life. I feel like you're focused now on the water energy mostly. And this water energy, you're understanding the process of change on the emotional, spiritual, creative planes. And to me, this is really we're understanding that we don't necessarily want the same things that we used to want. Our desires our hearts can change. And you understand that. And I think that this is really us trying to stay in alignment with our destiny. We got that star card here. Trying to stay in line with our kind of spiritual light, our destiny, our sense of purpose and meaning. And figuring out, well, how do I stay in alignment with that destiny, even though what I'm feeling is changing? What I want in life is changing. My desires are changing. So where does that put me in relation to my star? Right? And I think that that's the secret of all of this, because we've also got the Three of Wands, understanding the process of change on the creative plane, the spiritual plane, the plane of will. Right? And when we talk about destiny, when we talk about your fate or your star, your guiding light, your starlight, your lodestar, it's not necessarily about what you're doing. Spirit has put me in this place where I'm doing this kind of work, doing this kind of creative work. The details, this is what I'm doing. That's not what it's about, though, right? Because what you're doing could change. Your heart, your mind, your will could change. And that's allowed, It doesn't mean you're deviating from your path. What it means is that your path is also twisting and turning, right? There might be a lot of side quests to go on and things like this. So when we talk about destiny and fate, it's not what you're doing, but kind of how you're doing it and why. Does that make sense? I don't know if I can explain that in a better way, but we'll work on it. So the Three of Cups, anyway. I think that you're more open now to creative pursuits, to exploring different sides of your creativity. Did you publish a poetry book at some point in your life? Spirit's telling me to remind you about the poetry book. I don't know if it's something you forgot about, or if that's something that you're kind of getting back into. If you feel like that kind of creativity is more in line with your star. Right? Because maybe whatever you're doing now, you don't feel it anymore. And that's okay. Maybe the poetry thing, maybe this is an example of it. Maybe you thought, well, that's my fate. I'm going to be a poet. I'm going to write. That was where your star was. Your feelings change. Your interests change. Maybe that's not where it is anymore for you. That's okay. It doesn't mean you're out of alignment. We don't force ourselves to be a poet if it's not really what we feel, if it's not what we really truly desire. And now that doesn't mean that, it was too hard, that I stopped doing it because it was frustrating and I just gave up. That's not an excuse. Just because we're in line with our star doesn't mean things aren't going to be tough, right? Doesn't mean things are not going to be a struggle at times. So aligning with your star is this kind of, it's knowing that we're in harmony with the universe and with spirit, even in the bad times. Even when things are really, really good or really, really bad, that we still think this is where I'm meant to be. Yeah. I think there were some things in your life that you realized, this is not where I want to be. Even if things were great, it was just, this isn't for me. And that's okay. Your star, your path, your starlight is curving, right? Bending through space and time, and you're trying to kind of stay with that. And that's the best that we can all hope for. I think the Three of Cups is also talking about a need for family right now, a need to strengthen the emotional and intimate connections with people. Maybe you're turning more toward love and romance and connection and deeper meaning with people. Yeah, because this is, celebration. And this is us understanding how to create these kinds of, peak experiences, these moments of love and connection and intimacy. And I feel like you want to create more of these. I feel like you had a taste, and now we've got this fire energy that just says, I want more of these right now. This is where it's at. This is my fate. This is my destiny. This is where I feel the most meaning and richness and fullness in my life. I want more of these, right? This might be silly. Do you like to wear two different socks? I feel like you, on purpose, wear mismatched socks as just like a fun way of expressing yourself. Spirit's showing me the two different socks. One like really plain, almost like a black sock or black and white or something, and the other one really wild and colorful, right? And so I think it's meant to kind of show the duality, or you know what I mean, something like that. It's really kind of fun. But one seems very serious, very like business, like an Argyle or something like I wear. I've been trying to switch it up to wear some more colorful socks. But anyway, one very serious and business, like the other one, just really funky and wild and really colorful. Yeah. I don't know if that's meant for someone out there. If it's not meant for you, don't worry about it, okay? Leave that for the next person. Sometimes these details come through as synchronicities, as validations or confirmations of what we're talking about and the energy that we're in, okay? I think that's kind of a fun one. We've got this down here, the instinct, the Two of Swords. It's at the bottom of the path of the dove. This isn't an intellectual exercise for you, aligning with your path and, getting more onto your, like, kind of realigning, reharmonizing with your path for this kind of prosperity that we're looking for, right? To understand that we're coming up on this wheel now. It's starting to turn. We're ascending a little bit more, and we kind of need to hold on, right? And we need to not try to run forward on this wheel, because I think that's when we're going to kind of slip and fall maybe back down. So don't be impulsive. Don't try to rush through anything. Don't try to hurry things along. If there is a new opportunity, a business opportunity or romantic opportunity, breathe. Take your time, okay? There's no need to rush. Things are happening. Things are evolving. We need patience. Do your crossword puzzles, right? Do your crossword puzzles. The Two of Swords, this is not an intellectual kind of exercise. This isn't us trying to rationally figure out and do the math. Where is my will? What do I need to do? What is my path? Right? This isn't like astronomy. We can't just kind of use calculations to figure out where the star is or where it's going. Right? It's not that kind of thing. This is a science that is more intuitive, more instinctual. Has to really get in touch with those feelings, not desires, not surface level feelings, the deeper feelings, okay? So the Two of Swords has a connection with the moon, and the moon is that psychic energy. I feel like you are strongly intuitive, and that's why I don't think we have very many swords cards here. We have some at the end, which is very important. We have to stay rational. But really the foundation of your life choices is very much instinctual. It's very much intuitive, right? It may not always be logical, and you know what? That's okay. A lot of weird ones coming through today. Were you ever an extra in a movie? I feel like you made an appearance in either TV, a commercial, or a film or something. And that was one of these, it was kind of impulsive. It was just kind of intuitive, and you just went and did it. And then maybe that's part of the Three of Cups too, is that we're trying to find more of those activities that are just, feels like this is where I need to be, right? And I feel like it wasn't something that you went on auditions, you got an agent, you got headshots, you tried and tried and tried, and you really tried to plan it out to be, on TV or something. It just kind of happened. It's like you were just walking around one day and suddenly you're in the background on a TV show or something, right? It just she's kind of stumbled into it. I wonder if we're going to get the Fool card here for the mystery card. And so that really is this instinctual, intuitive, you just kind of ended up in the right place at the right time. And I think that happens to you a lot. That's different than what we see with this. This is impulsivity. This is really trying to rush. This is having this feeling of attraction to something and just trying to hurry it up. This is like calling 100 times and just this is overdoing it, right? This is more frantic than the instinctual, intuitive, just kind of the Fool energy that we might see, just being in the right place at the right time. This is trying to force the right place at the right time. You know what I mean? And so we've got this card again that says, hold your horses. Right? Don't be impulsive. Everything is happening as it should. Allow your body and your mind and your heart and your soul to react and respond to things intuitively, instinctually, spontaneously, but don't try to force things through. Right? Very Eastern here with a very woo way. It's not that we don't act, but that we act in harmony with what's going on around us and not trying to just like cram something through. You know? Let's go to the path of the serpent now. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. And it is very helpful to the channel, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you. Lover's card. Lover's card is the general energy over here. And I think that this is, for some of you, definitely the readiness for this romantic relationship. That we feel like maybe now this is on the table, right? And maybe it hasn't been before. Maybe we got out of something. Maybe when we were at the bottom of the wheel, this was, I never want a love relationship again, right? Maybe now that's changing. Maybe now you're ready for something like that. Maybe now it's not that we're trying to force it. We're not out there like, really trying to make it happen and looking for someone. But it's an openness. We've let go of the past and we're ready for whatever may come. So again, it's kind of instinctual. It's just knowing that you're going to end up in the right place at the right time for whatever is meant for you. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's, prosperity, finances, business, right? I think it's going to be all of these things. But if we are too adamant about what we want and what we don't want, then I think we're missing out on a lot of things. We don't make any hard and fast, permanent rules for ourselves. Yeah. And that's kind of what we've got here. The Lover's card, it doesn't have to be romance. What this means to me is that you are aligning yourself, marrying yourself to your star, your true path. And since we don't understand cosmic time, we can't pretend to know the mind of spirit, right? We don't make any hard and fast rules for ourselves. I will never do this. Let's not speak in absolutes, right? Let's never do that. That was a joke. We try not to do anything in that way. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to have another relationship again, or I'll never do that kind of work again, Let's not do that. Let's be open. Let's say, I'd prefer to do these things. I don't think right now that I'm ready for a romantic relationship, but you don't know what's coming down the line. You don't really know how your heart is changing, but you understand the process of it. You understand that it will inevitably change. You tell yourself right now, make some rule for yourself right now. I will never do this or that. I guarantee before long that you're going to change your mind. You're going to change your heart. Something's going to come along and, there's going to be a loophole there, right? So we try to stay in alignment with our star and say, whatever comes my way, I'll deal with it on a case-by-case basis. And you'll know intuitively, instinctually, if it's meant for you or not. We're not falling back on, well, I made the rule. I swore that I would never, I swore that I would never be in the movies or something. And then here it is, you stumble into or onto a set and they say, hey, you want to be an extra? Well, I said I never would. So I can't, even though that'd be so cool, right? I would love that. As long as I didn't have to talk. But I feel like you're open to what is coming your way. Yeah. And I think that for a large part of you, it's going to be something romantic, something intimate, right? And we could be talking about family, right? Could be talking about really a close-knit, a tight-knit group of people for you, right? Could be really close friends, really close family. It could be a one-on-one kind of thing. But the Lover's card does not always mean romance. Doesn't always mean you're going to get married in 6 months, right? Maybe you will. This is the union. This is the marriage with our star. And that's what we've got in the position of the environment is your star, right? So and this is the card of the environment. So this is kind of your openness to whatever's coming your way in your life. That it's almost like we go through life with no expectations, no hard and fast rules, no absolutes, and then we're able to respond to life as it happens, and we're able to really make more of these peak experiences. Sometimes we have these kind of personal biases that we reject things automatically, right? Even things that really could be another peak experience, another Three of Cups for us, but we automatically reject it, and it's no. Right? And that's really closed off. Yeah. I don't feel that's you at all. I feel like you're open. I feel that you're opening up further and further. Yeah. To accepting new things and kind of judging them as they come. Not everything is going to be for you, right? Some things, no, that's, some things are going to be brought your way because Spirit is kind of testing you to see if you are sticking to your marriage to your higher self, to your star, if you are staying true to who you are, staying pure in your will, if you're just letting everything in, then you're not really a very good, sentinel, right? I was going to say a doorman or something. You can't let everything through, but at the same time, we can't reject everything either. So we have to have the discernment to know what things to let through and what things not to let through. And I think that's very much an instinctual and intuitive thing for you. And I think it's on a case-by-case basis. You have to trust yourself enough, trust your star enough to make those decisions, right? The only reason we need those kinds of absolute rules is because we don't think we're smart enough to make those decisions on our own. So I have a list of rules, and so I know that I can never do those things. It makes life a lot easier. Because then I don't have to think about it in the moment. I don't have to, what do I do? Which, again, is kind of the Two of Swords. Is it a yes or is it a no? Well, we trust our intuition and our instinct. We trust our star. Yeah. We do have the Seven of Swords here at the end. I think this is very important too, because this is a lot of things coming your way that will test you. We'll try to tempt you with things. Yeah. And sometimes this is a lot of peer pressure. Sometimes this is a lot of, like, the universe is throwing a lot of things, like someone's going to ask you a lot of times and can try to wear you down. Feel like if I ask you enough times, eventually you'll say yes, right? You have to understand and you have to be able to resist that, right? You have to have the strength of will and strength of character, and that's really the Three of Wands. That is the strength of character. That is your willpower. If this situation is not in line with your star, don't let it wear you down, right? Don't let it convince you. You have to stay strong. No, that's not what I want to do with my life. That's not something I want right now. But you have to understand, are you rejecting it because of these prejudices or biases, or are you rejecting it because you know that's not part of your path? Yeah. That's a fine line to know the difference, right? And it was something we work on always. Every opportunity, every moment is an opportunity to work on that. Yeah. Let's check the mystery card. I'm very excited for this. I wonder if it's going to be the Fool. Whatever it is might be kind of a confirmation of this. I kind of want it to be some earth energy. I want to see that it's not just this kind of peak experience, emotional, kind of watery thing. I want to see that there's some practical stuff here too. Physical abundance. Let's say a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles, or the Empress, or another Wheel of Fortune. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's check it out. Two of Wands. This is the discernment. This is you kind of making those decisions. This is the choice. Understanding what is meant to be part of your world. This is the card of dominion, right? What things can you control? Well, we can control our choices, our actions, our reactions. We can choose to be in harmony with the universe or not. We can choose to work on our own internal harmony, thinking and feeling functions, kind of being in unison. But there's a lot of stuff that we cannot control. And that's the major arcana. We can't control the things that come our way. We can't control what other people do. We can't control the timing. We can have an influence. We can try to nudge things a certain way. But there's a lot that's outside of our control. Those are the things that we should not worry about, right? All we really should focus on is what we can do, how we can improve, how we can continue to align ourselves with our purpose and improve our lives and those of our loved ones, right? So it really is a choice. Are we going to worry about things that are outside of our control? I think that's just a way for us to avoid dealing with what we really should be focused on and worried about, you know? I think this is very powerful energy for you. I really, really do. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, click on the link up in the corner, or there's one down in the video description. New readings for Taurus every Monday and Friday, but I'm here every day. Just come on back tomorrow. We'll talk again. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.